Hosem na mpenifo se de asi o se etimi sua bibi edi efrimu na ensi ebiom se de be ya ye mbo na ye bo na kwese na ye die no eho abanyam na nipetimi epu akọ ye various ye venues no etimi akohwe ye bo ye boy na de asi era hosem kese pa kese ye hu bia enye yie de betimi aka se ye mabusuafo no hyeden na yemnyina ma nyina ho so hyede eno nti ana happy fm yede na wotwi ato ho se yebesua de yebedi ye nkomo na se arochichire ho e onipa ho nti nyina bedi ye nkomo ne ahwe se de asi ensibio ntembra mbaka a minute silent 4:30 pepe or happy fm so ama ye kaye nua pole e samre no ena ohwe no kwa na 1 week to the event is here o structure no ntembra ye 1 minute silent a radio show at 4:30 p.m. And yene mpenimfo bedin komo ahwe kwaya sanye make so si ewo eye awopama ayedi agro so no na kwan besu ne betumi afa ama de esi ye no ensi ebio ena efriwa ye be book of petition ewo happy fm a ye be bi so online ne agi petition ne di bia koma f4 ministries NSA and the parliament this say ina ye moa na campaign di no united against hooliganism ina ka bom aboa amadwumadi yati efrio uko stadium na so hu so nua afensu a na waso ne nsa se aha ye ntunsu wa ha uko stadium na so sikan se obi wa ho se police ni cheno na adwumbone abantim ka sikan ewo no ha ni nyina aboa amase dwumadi no entimi ankoso bi o stadium a ye suma ye nua ba ma eye special one imanofu so apia o nsu atere ko tena over 3 days ehun de ekoso ho ima akwaba bibi aboko de
o bo ade na roma
insu atere tsen
insu atere de okwa eho ayi gakra na okonso atahia nipa kuku no mo ye bisibisi etanse omugidi se onipa bonifu bi didin bone akakru no ni fi ekakru no especially mabuna ewum nyina na so mo so mo nye sa abonefo no ana omu ni awru kasem indie wu se de amanfo dwene ewo ho na nipa bonfu bi na abedi dwuma no e de ahye wo mo no krese mo soma me koduru ho se de na me ye report me call idika me kokro nim e ko hwe ho a esanse me duru ye na no sabre na na ahemfo na ye omo press conference a day before
okay
adana so na memburu no nso gina mu a ese me ko hwenti ye ko ho no nsuo ya omo friend ya twene ewu fifi ho no omo giri se omo ase omo ba beduru kro no ho no omo di nkan e betran no nso kra na no omo no mansa no omo be ye normal pipe bi enti no omo giri se nsuo no na ye obi a odi kan obeti a kire nipa bonni ni a wo kro nim enti ye koduru no mantie no ka omo nsem no omo de odwani kese pa eni nkosua
Collins my video no of what happened on Saturday mebunu share ye ne nsem omo kan my video na
I'm say fan live
mo ye press conference
ti dwani kese omo wie no omo kun ni gu so e de ni tini na de gu nsuo ni so na omo sa ko si nsuo na ankasam e na omo de kosua ye na enam se me ko se me ankasa me hwehwe mu no de me hu ye ni abranche ne
entuba Facebook a mebunu na etwahia omo ye de omo ye enie
na de me hu ye nie minya entowase ko stadium ho ekotiki account of the sea and me free ono mantra me ko brekum
okay
esan se de ye de ani bu no se odi bone no ewo brekum ho na baby e won ye
de obi adwen si so ono na di bone
no se me ko ye
brekum
enam police for hwe ntimi mpese me bu obedience for now na so no utiemu na ye hwehwemu ni nyina ekosi nipa baako bi so na saa nipa ne nye obi a ote eye nsu ate oye brekum ni na de ye nie eda na ade na ankasa siye no na pole no stadium ho opie e ba abonte wa onim nsu ate no ye sure say alagide da akọ general manager de obehu
former general manager
sorry opie free omo main eye VIP tunnel no ma ye na ha ye na ha na ansa na no besi no na omadinkan enya ntawantawa kakra obi obeka se pole ewi after the match bia anya no kre during the match
okay
eti opie ye no accounts amemi ye nye police for hwehwemu de memi akasa as the private investigator opie ye no ena apapa wa mempese for now mebo ni din eto wo ba eno no me gina saa nsɛm yi a megyina so yɛ wɔn mo ɛkɔ stadium hɔ no mo egyina akyire a wɔn ahu yɛ ɛna wɔn kyerɛ sɛ ɛkɔbaa ne saa no pole ne yɛ anamɔ sɛ deɛ ɔto bo babaa ne so no ɔpɛ sɛ nka ɔkɔ ne so kakra eti onipa foforɔ nso te ne ho ase no sɛ bɛrima na ɔno kɔ pole nso ti pole ne di na ho ɔden kakra sɛ bi ɔno nso ɔyɛ bɛrima na ɔno bɔɔ saa nipa ne tɔɔ fam ti deɛ ɔtɔɔ fam na danfo ne nam ɛnso ante ne ho ase obi ka sɛ knife anyɛ no knife ɛyɛ pasoɔ na ɔde yɛ saa deɛ no apasoɔ kɛseɛ ɛhyɛ ne butom ɛna oyi yɛ nti pole ne ɛdane ne ho sɛ oyi n'ani afiri so na ɔde apasoɔ na wɔ no eti deɛ ɔno ɛyɛ pragia driver ɔwɔ hɔ no ɛna pole no sɔɔ ne ha yɛ fa sɛnka ɔforo saa pragia ne deɛ afiri hɔ abɛsena kɔ
me nua togolis no gyina mɛkyi no sɛ apasoɔ yɛ dɛ
scissors yes okay obi no ti ase nti scissors ɛnyɛ knife na ɔde di adwuma no scissors nti aberanteɛ ne bɔ mmɔden sɛ ɔde darehyeɛ ɛɛkɔ hospital nti ɔgyina pragia no pragia ni no koraa na ɛsɔɔ n'atadeɛ no mu kaa no ɛde ɛkata tokuro no mmiɛnsa no a yɛde awɔ no hɔ no na nokorɛsɛm ne sɛ aberanteɛ no asɛm a ɔka sɛ ɔde wɔ baabi a n'akoma wɔ pɛɛ baako no eti ɔkɔ no nyinaa no ɔteɛ nti oduru hɔ no ohuu sɛ woyɛ akɔ safe zone baabi a ɛyɛ ambulance gyina no ɛna ɔkaa sɛ ɔnyina ne hɔ na ambulance no si ha nti wɔ 2 step a na ɔtɔ hɔ saa berɛ no na kɔtɔkɔfoɔ mpanimfoɔ ne nipa ani baa ho nti obi a ɔbɛka sɛ na ɔyɛ eyewitness wɔ akyirɛ hɔ VIP akyirɛ obi a ɔboa ɛyɛ nipa mmiɛnsa ne bɛti ama account deɛ ɔtoo boba no deɛ na ogyina hɔ yɛ a yɛbɔɔ no too fam ɛna deɛ ɔde sika na pasoɔ no ankasa kɔwɔɔ no ɛna ne girlfriend nipa 9 pɛna ne gyina akyirɛ hɔ nti pragia no deɛ ne ɔgyina baabi nti wɔhunu bi ɔno na
pragia ɔkɔtena mu first no
yes ɔno na hunu bi a ɔno na counts but ɔno sɛ duru saa bɛ nso ɛyɛ na ɛden ma ɔmo sɛ
oye kromani nti adinuma no bɛ police obenya nsa information
eti ɔbɛtɔ ɛkwan na no befi VIP ɔde ba baabi a ɛyɛ ambulance gyina ne mu twe kakra ti oduru hɔ no saa bɛ ne mu gya na tu na gu mu gya ne di nka nwunu gu ne mu na empie nti time empie na yɛ sɛ aboro so ɛna ɔtɔ kwan na no no kwasɛm sɛ wohwɛ sɛ de zikɔ na ambulance no no kura wo mpa sɛ na driver ne ani hɔ no wɔhwɛ batch ne bi
ofi ambulance no hwɛ match ne bi
yes that was the situation that is the reality pe ɔmɛkɔ ne questions a me bisa ne nneɛma a mehwehwɛ ni nyinaa no because baabi ɔtɔ yɛn sɛ ambulance ne yɛ swift a nka toans ne any
video sɛ na ambulance hu ambulance ne si hɔ
yes but no mo nhyɛ da ho nti sisi a na ɔmbɛka sɛ ɛna daabi na ambulance driver na ankasa no na wɔn hyɛ da mɛ ho nti na ayɛ picture ɔwɛwɔwɛ ti na wo sɛ bibi sɛ ɔte bibi sa sɛ key no wɛ me car key wɛ because no one was an ambulance ni no mu no it is sabre no ɔtɔn hɔ obi a wɔka kyerɛ sɛ a hospital no because we need right so declare obi so wawu I just say hospital
one be declare
but wo hwɛ image na yɛ na ɔtɔn hɔ ansana ɔmo de kɔ nsuate emra no health for no so mra kyerɛ sɛ the nearest hospital and facility bi ade ne bɛn ansana yakase bi a refer na kwa nti ɔmo de ne kɔ nsuate ɔnom no ɛna ɔmo kyerɛ sɛ no kresem wanye na wo hwɛ sɛ de esiko na are ho di akyire
enti woduru krom na asɛm de ne asiawie ama mpanifo kwa press conference na ade
mo
wodu on anche enom sɛ ɔmo yɛ arrest
yes
na ɔmo sɛ mo chichi nipa no krom te sɛn
ɛhɔ ne de wokɔ amrantie ne fee sɛ ɛnyɛ ɔmo because nsuate for no mo gidie sɛ wo yɛ hoho na abɛfrɛ ɔmo kwa di bɔne ɔmo nimo wadeɛ ba akwa ba wo sɛ nsuate kro no no
enso
enso but ɔmo nimo ɔmo to the extent sɛ udi bɔne ne ɔmo nim sɛ asomasi betia yɛ bɔne we ɔmo ahokro ɔmo timi ka kyerɛ me sɛ so ɔmo aho na obi yɛ ya nko metia kyerɛ sɛ asomasi na ɛkɔyɛ ti no ɔmo nim no kresem sɛ ɔkɔ wɔn so a obi a de odi bɔne na ankasa no ne picture kra no ɛne nam ɔmo ankasa security but adeɛ ya ne sɛ ya chi nipa nson no ɛmaa mienu no de otwa to kra ɛkye no na ɛwɔ the real account of this year isa sɛ mitie mu a ɔno kra fa ka akɔfa corporate na ankasa ɛna de ne call brekum this was a counter wɔn dodoɔ na ahui but ɛden sɛ because asɛm kɛseɛ na aba kɔkyerɛ but ɔma kɔ hwɛ nipa ni hɔ It's young say police for barring all investigations on my end. I can confidently say, Oma reach to the peak and hunipano. But some be who say
be your sharp
on the fano, and on I ask something. It says any pound son a call no. Ah, yachi omono, or ba or toson son, a vivid account of Nipana.
Nipa bayan or ye.
Oh, ye.
Say the year, some see
na it will no pan of police for the sea or mukitanimu.
But on the police action.
I said, Omodi can make it 3 arrests. Now, honorable can
Yeah,
and I'm what you do. Two normal question on it. I dare you say, we man found 2 months before. So when you're a breast of far down for a shot down for an enemy. Ye. It's as a we will be able to cry about the do she feel what down for a frosty and stadium. On no crown, assembly see a note stadium, but not down for the far phone friend say, me jam motorbike, I will have because me decay. It's a fabremi. Ono so mani hunu no ya china tunu em say o Dubai go bedu em say the 3 days prepare na ono so asem na to no
your mom say very good lawyer
good eti na the em yan say police sergeant no ono so stadium ono ya o tire honorable personal guard no ono kra de utie mu a inspector yes omo friend Oni mo hwe utie pa no akra
police ni
on my see no baby but say who now your head of security
but Eric unim no Eric like did e wa ha immediate pass and
police ankaza
sergeant Aminu Shadow eso e wa ha ono so GM Edema Dreams FC say team manager Edema the Black Stars me no can say Madam Veronica coming and so joining live on Zoom in the chambertin in car the rest of the panel no ebi super joining live on Zoom na yedinko we dey je obika preliminary comment from your reporter yesuma na man could instructor wankasa our live report no the we na alleged conversations of course behind the scenes na ono etete ho e dey amaya ti asemna si ye who the context part of the matter eti boga no ya che no
ono dem so ono ne two na edi ga go so last no na oka ho ansa na ye bechi a man report bo na e report home police a e case one ya arrest ya che it your mo eno ye akosua black Chinese ono me boni din because we any ansem troni ye na ye nua ba ono so ye adwuma e was service radio papa na nkasa radio station yeah who sunya na no kwesem ne say asemi wo wa semisafo hia asemi pun edu ba bi a ye mo ya ho ban ne namfo a ye form no so ye nhwe yi e wo ya ho manche especially say we yet say ewiamfo ba te say me kwadwufusu ya metie ya u ko ba bi te say stadium ni ba bi a bia betie si anu ahwa adamfo a woni ne ko ene ne nam say obetia ye te say wa no e ya ade ba ko nti yanka ne say oyene say the Osman mean so far so good corporate na nkasa de for now he has been identified but has to say you be who ne say aha no hye no nhye na ekopim saa ne de e de amanfo bedam wo ho kopim say ono beba na de am ya ne police sergeant no e de
because inspector
inspector so yes inspector mo de ya ne say stadium no mom was stadium when incident see we fiche ono mom kra prevention because in the padodo mu no ebinum foforo wire mesh no iti moja na omu hu that time no was omo anu prevent omo no ebi hu atwitwa no moja iti du ba bi so a se wa hwe ya kwan ya be fa so aye bibi no ekofa asembro but me sure say after say yenya the odi say rukasem na no sa ankofo bi sa no nyame adomo mo be yeden ebi free but yes fa futu nkoma mpanifo a edi yanim
okay
edu ba bi a club administrators no omo huru kwan ya be fa so control supporters
we de omo ha enti ye be kom na ya ko che wo mo ba men ko Aminu Shadow akwaba
Ameda Seminua
bibia e boko de
boko
da sa obe join here in studio ha Eric I like the eso ha Eric bibia boko
mini oyene adom ne ahwe ya
we dey nan komo ye di off Aminu Shadow ina se we nyame na ahwe say ka odi ka so yi ye wo police station
ye nyame ba o nti Benjamin e dey aseda kese e dey mano I mean on my birthday, I wrote on my Facebook wall, say, I have a million reasons to be thankful to God because, and yes, it could have been me. Menye special biya because at the end of the ABC, and found the preventive measures are ube puti up biano ebiana brantie no it was destined sa particular incident no ebesi wo ho ti ebia wo ho nom kra na anka bibia ni wa wo betimi aya fa ho
na benya one passionate appeal
David man fantu ja
yanhwe ye kra
you bet me free show do so crisis here
me kan na da eh una wo bedi sebi yo una wo bedi ora Martin Edwards anem
o ka Martin Edwards
obi asempa over say you carry on the torch and make sure say sports no ye chefa no wo de ama se na se na efata na your boys show they be a decision area kakakakra 5 o'clock na match me feed aba 98.9 one put two sports and I say me chinko hon mo 5 o'clock no menti one put two home kan aden pachopa yesremo yesrem management yeah dia no yeah mama 1 week see we are in the era of ultimatums na watch back
Zama
ma return your favorite show no amba
yeah boycott too
and
boycott beba
demonstration
be advice
yeah you put two sports no now so we are nobody at home.
But may I announce it to our listeners on radio, say George Efie, former vice president of the FA, so I'll join you live on Zoom and chair Mbati Obianka. But with the I mean call Erico on one of free instructed by soon chair. Instructed architecture to say mean cohoda, mean stadium, mean city tier. And I'm asking this question because of Nkomodia every about weekend. Say Nibalkoya and one is a kind of stadium hall. And how is the architecture like? How is the stadium like? So that you may put issues in the right perspective.
Okay, so Swatcher Stadium no a year be memfane say Nantia maximum be 10 minutes from Kura mo friend Chumasi Krum.
Chumasi Krum.
Yes.
Okay.
Chumasi Krum and the nearest baby a obetene na waka say what they call stadium hall. If you could Chumasi Krum to Ujina car quine ho memfane say Nantia stadium wa uhia be simadu. Na one antiako. But say we drive over with car there and about 2 minutes.
2 minutes, 3 minutes.
No, we drew home.
Okay.
Now
instead of Nikum,
a Nikum
outskirts,
a outskirts. Inti send ma describe no say who could do stadium wa. Sa gate na abrantie no koda anono. And the first gate ubehu.
Okay.
Inti pass a gate no ho first stadium no echia safe zone no ho, which means on a dressing room no. But o turn it right. It was a gate one or more AstroTurf no. It was on the right hand side.
Okay.
Oko wanim kakra, baby o mujina ejijiska. Ediwura stadium hono. Ubehu that first gate. And sana o turn it to the left Edo beba stadium no enim baby omo accommodations ewo stadium na echi no. Eho na ewo na VIP session no. Ewo sa side ho. Enti se wo hear description no omo mane dia. Mini hobby, but some mani ebua. Na say VIP no. O free VIP ho no see ye no. O see ba bonten.
Yeah.
And samre no mu.
And na esi.
Ntawantawa no esi ye. Enti my a bit confused kakra brenya because accounts na kotokofo no man kire say VIP ho ntawantawa ne see ye no. Omo ka say omo nkrofo no bi emfa ne mpi nti oni nipa mienu unless some no mante ne yie dia be se meti omo account ne yie a pole ne nipa mienu ene pie free VIP ho esiye so per the special air cano that say there is another account to near yate dada no nti sa time a scaffold ne si say yes kan say ya password say then or the one no sa time na esiye no nipa mienu no omo ne pole
no way
no more himfa because they should be able to give us a vivid account of the
say indeed
say omo ne ne see ye dia ene at least so omutimi boa ye say ye see ye no e bia na obi ene no ye he nti e bia ye ko nipa no so e bia ye ko nipa no so no na e bia nipa ne nya akwan e be ye sa de no but so omuntimi mma ye proper account pa dia because accounts no bebre o ho a obi te VIP one in and see from.
It's not my account.
But on my account, no, as if say no hobby. Because a police are some one year, one summer over can and then. Echina, ye be hwehwe mu be wia, ye be hu abrante no. Na ekoba ne say wadi adanse kru mu bia for obi hu a legally one obetimi take you on.
The good thing is that the IGP say obi one office or mom secretariat or not or a crime officer alcohol, not a job statement.
Okay.
And he clearly, and that's why the investigation is important. So I will get to know
I think
real issues are.
I think say yeah, because I was on another show with this UOP Lydia Donko.
Yeah.
Okoka asem say incident no. Okosi okọ honom no de ono nso kotietie no bisaye no. Incident no ansi inside the stadium. Be esi was stadium no. Echi. Which is outside the stadium. I don't know if that statement was wrong, but who's xenophobic breed air bashing. Indeed, eyewitness accounts in the actually say ebia a near from stadium no, but opie free stadium eba bonting. And I think say a very important say that distinction because it could also be say one ya nipa no di awurukasem no kra no wan behwe ball ni bi.
It is possible.
Very possible. And I am worried because Brenya say ntawantawa si wo VIP na wonim say na so atre VIP ni tie na omo kama nti ase aye adwuma momo nyina mote ona mo hwe ball. What was the motivation of Koto company for no so omo catch abrante and say ompie no ndi kan because it wasn't safe. In the first place stadium no hia be simadu na watimi adru main road. So the car buy mpo a nti munji ndi se mo catch abrante and say onsi form no ndi kan no anka no kra no more expose abrante no to danger because so kotu car kra na obetimi atu car ko block no okwan mu ehin fa no woko at that point in time because se munyina mo ne si ya ebeye din se obi kra person odi abrante no bone a in the midst of nipa dodo ya munyina mo si amoko no obetimi abase oba bedisa oba bedi bibisa. You going forward, no
commentary from
Shadow,
as a football administrator, how did you take the news? The SCAC, I mean, club says share more than come and all that. As club admins, how do you take it? Don't forget, Sandra, as I think has full supporters, so you're vigil. And my Kumase. It was a very well attended event, Kumase Sandra, at 6 p.m. We'll show you some of the images they free Kumasi by Endra, but from the club admin perspective, more far issues in the same.
Oh, sempa. Already know. Say say Premier League title we are struggling with even attendance.
Yeah.
Various challenges with our local football, and to have it complicated and even worsened by such a situation. It was for me, I was really hurt. I was really hurt because we are collectively trying to find ways to make sure say game and for it something of this sort to happen. Driving our efforts now making driving it way back into but you see by as a community it's as a combination of habitat over a period of time. And it has to take, even though very unfortunate, if it has to take this situation for us to really properly address this issue about hooliganism very well now, maybe that's the only positive we can draw out of it. But family, no, of course, we commiserate with the family. Who started show no insert now boy no. I mean almost I don't really feel like even continuing with the show because I could feel the pain and anguish amongst family members and then we hope that this situation be galvanize all stakeholders for us to do the right thing. I mean football no there you bo the chichire you bo Eddie Nkebumba, Eddie Mputuba, but for you to go to the football center, say Okoshe football now, at the end of the day, no, I think it's the wrong thing to do. Honestly, I don't think I've even recovered from it because we share how it will go a long way to hurt your game now. Charlie, wait to my pa.
I say you are looking at it from but shouldn't transcend the direct impact and indirect impact about a game, you know. So of course, but there were dark consequences on the image of the league. Mamen ko Zoom. I mean, Yasantwa Yasantwa very Your initial take. You've covered Ghana football for a long time. We say it was coming. It was just coming. Now, maybe about too late, but we had the course in our football for a long time now. We were gradually going to get to be in a year, in a year,
Ohne afishiapa.
I think
This moment, na mention me sympathies and my family no asante kotoko. And then football fraternity. Say yantia sempa na ochi chemi na asema oka and I saw dream one still na Obonibeka say wakuma aye very heavy. It didn't have to get here, and I think it is something we all agree. Na senya woka say amanfo pika say it's been coming no. Meka saa nkrofo na also sa to saa chorus no and also saa nnwom ne ho. Esan say na no na me colleagues bi edin kon baby na simba kwa America ne say asema is untimi absorb football clubs in free. Esan say football clubs in supporters and in your mom ye na ya enable omo for a very long time. My memfa yenko ye chika kra. Me mesate se me cover football no mako kwa bibre mako Waterloo mako Jendu mako Coronation Park makava ball no all around. Ene bi mon kan po se bi anakwa bibre mu nyina ebo.
Yeah.
But mako all around the country makava football nache. Ebi a nei and I mean various centers me cover football. Now the minim say yes started na ye nyansi the new Accra Sports Stadium. Now for example, match day I was also team sheets. Into an press boss nation na ye kitikiti bi e obegare say press center ne wono.
Yeah.
Ne was ne form her. Na gate ketu ebi da ho nti usi femu na se wurem a na boko we ra ho akwaje team sheets no. Na sa session no na supporters bi wo ho na chapter O wo ho. Any other supporters bi wo ho a udru ho a omo be hekel wo so much. So your ban is true near free bi e bi wo ho a so me ma stadium na ma dem ye bad luck. Most of these supporters no are club officials anymore. Oko many venues are clubs no interested in having particular supporters via team bar or be intimidating no. When me buy say for example Asante Kotoko.
Yeah.
Obi any history enye me na me ba beka.
Yeah, didn't pam coaches crowd or training grounds team now moon training grounds. I uba has atala so ha. Yes, so didn't pam coaches now training grounds.
Yeah, ha and I has a vote bomb match. Omon pe coach and I say paying phobia nebi mercy no matter what time. Across for stadium a camera so who ye nyina you hu. Your happens a supporter bi me kai Asante Kotoko. O see pitch so at the football boots ebo bi prano. Asante Kotoko supporter bi elusu nenida ewo stadium policeman ne ye.
Augustine Opon
Has a vote for MP coach na mako training grounds. Supporters are de se supporter we see one pe coach na every sa fashion na e was a coach ne ko. Yes, so sa nneoma ni nyina so no. Na empempe so we in a dear baby drew. Isan say your football branding the marketing and appeal no perform for a very long time. This is something we all can appreciate because when we started a football baby I could be a stadium yema. Say ye has a book na ebu, say Asante Kotoko na ebu, say Kwabibrim na ebu, say Hasmal na ebu. Stadium eyema na man for per ball to that extent. Me amete ha my teams be brave training sessions from a house park a war ye friends and they been lotteries no to Tama Asante Kotoko. A trainee e wo Kumase. Baby I will be a lot of training sessions are enumpo. Na supporters be na ho pii ebo twi ebe hwe ene yebo matcha clubs to make us so yet 100 cities will gate. It's say a month for Emma stadium bill. Until after May 9th, no, we kept saying, say, appeal no kwa na form, and we needed to do something to bring the supporters back into the stadium. Say, reality no any issue. And the current FA boss, the biggest slogan, MAS bring back the love. It's meant to bring supporters back into the stadium. But when they want to say, you're taking it for granted, say, you're a football nation, you're a ball, into senior TBR supporters, beba. Apart from supporters, Emma Stadium, because it be a brand appeal no down. No. Safety is so important, and it is something that we take for granted. For example, and as a Black Stars ball match, Black Stars na your biggest product. Even Black Stars no, or more tie Ashes Stadium home no, more of the organized supporters group. Your boy na edru be a more and I about half time. Supporters be brave, it will get snatchy, near be so be amremo. Say second shen ho, said a doa shen ho, say a so shen ho, and how much is shen ho, opinim. No ma buchi, no ma babeshe. Your boy ria, no ma TSC park so, na ye the decor. And not sure how far we take safety protocols into consideration. Baby ba ye Kenya, I think say my biggest appeal for the clubs to have an inward look into the Omankasa to foment some of these things, because supporters now more enable because we bet my club official we any so na omo say oba your trenu kakra na dia baby drew her. Unfortunately, so we heard the tone of most of the supporters in this way. I hear a question of excuses, and I'm thinking, say, who here say obidi ne moja be trust. Now you better lose the opportunity to change a few things. And I'm appealing to the Ghana Football Association. Say club licenses for the core rounder. I don't know, almost safety penny. Nekasemuno clubs bear 4 and have 5, and they are qualified to host the Premier League matches. And you'll be to my dream. The lower division. And if the person that heads it says this, it's a huge indictment on the FA, on our football, on our league and everything. Miss Ramo, nipa ba ku ewu ehadwen, but me ma ye manenye ku no nsa. Se clubs be brave venue sa enye good enough for the game ma yen shate. Because of hens yatra me ye wo me wo bro half me no bro half me ka se me ye bunu nimpo nti me nim yatra very well. Now we road nimpo a car no fa so e de call ye na second person ukọ ho na akọ we ne na team person mo lewo ambush a obelewo ambush easily. It's in your marketing kiti be wo ha e was say ye ma ye ni baso in terms of building the collective brand of the image of Ghana football and especially our league. Mr. Ramo, when say most of nkrofo a mo lead the game no obi our interest because we would team way. Basketball no ye bo modern ye ni year. E boy nyina. If you say men kind po no me bon kwanten a tamale RTU echo in Seattle. Nice, how bloody it was.
Yeah.
We can almost say mention the venues are unim say we show mekai and maybe a term me kwando one day. Yet a whole match ni ye. It was a long time ago. Until we can almost mention the places our teams no musro. Abranti ya kana semi. Yes, say okay, me the man say we radio say when your information says say oba ye beden ye babungun siatre. So what it means is that some of these information echo out even before matches. We need to do better as a nation. Intermediate, Mr. Clubs no they should look within and see what they also do to foment some of these things because any healthy for our game.
Well, me jam up because I mean you are very tight schedule. But I mean pick your thought on this one. impact adeɛ bɛnya ɛwɔ yɛn match attendance soɔ no deɛ na wɔsɛ clubs ne FA yɛ to reassure fans say if the Premier League resumes they would have a safe environment to watch the game at Omodo Biom.
They will have to make sure some of the tighten safety protocols. It's so important. For example, Meko Stadium at check Accra. Because even Accra Sports Stadium, Yeti Media Center no, near Biena supporters Sabaho. And to support a bit or now can be ya. Oka no waka, Edu Bebia, no Usru Accra. That is the media center, which is supposed to be just for the media. And to me, when I say it's so important, say safety protocols. Yeah, for Bako cry in Niagara, because it was a cameras, a war stadium, and a parliament, and I mean, was a cameras, is your crown, a MPs, a yen, maybe a Osha, won't ya see. Titana, meme nimno, Obia who camera, or per se, or comport to home. And I think it's very important, say cameras there, security cameras there, all the stadia, you may wo. So we have safety protocols, mostly, my football division 1, any other stadium be a whole call. Not a supporter area of Naka say, who say, police na wana or complaining cry, Ostro. If it's a community, no not say, I'm more than mobile sha, mobile cool, near new money has say. Sometimes you get a supporter tell a security person that. So perhaps it's a good time. Say you did police, ne other security personnel from other areas and share matches for particular venue. And the only so be energy markom. There was so enforce law na or be enforce. I think so. Clubs in nyai side na supporter bone ne china. Yes, she training a partial football person. Oh, Jino. Oh, ya in the beye. Yeah, the bull criminals. Because the of football more the same yoma. Again, and so I was say Effie, it's me ma Nkofoti as I said, when you come to the stadium, your safety is guaranteed because Mati argument say what happened did not happen at the stadium. Everywhere in the world, you took quite all around the world. Stadium no radios, stadium nankasa, any certain radios, there is security and protection there. We have to make sure say Ube stadium no to a certain extent. You have security and yes, will come up. Again, when it was the last time I call stadium, I won't enter such a share say the show one I said then even those of us who are media people like what accreditation, they still search you. So we'll have to begin to look at some of these things. And I have been a long advocate, says stewardship is very important because cause problems not a lot. It will be important so mobile fat and crofo kromo say even po your mom cause of trouble and now more respecting or more on match days or money almost supporters na a be more calm more a be more air preacher mama will say BBC the consequences will be there and not just a fun because then be out fine your more or mutia that is it. I feel the FA should also bite very hard. You have an opportunity to change a lot of things. And I hope we grab it with both hands.
Very well. Madam Veronica, comment I want to say she's raised very important point about how football administrators enable these hooligans. Stadium. I mean, call George Kwesi Free former vice president of the Ghana Football Association. Body where they actually and I'm sure he's had cause to deal with some of these people and situations like this in his time. Mr. Free, you share how club officials enable nipe bimu stadium. Udu stadium one so kasakra na police focus stadium okra esro and how to deal with some of these elements in our game.
Benya Midas, my main charity. Let me say the previous speakers, Nina Amaka almost Neema me pese me touch on. I listened to Shadow and Miti Eric and Suasana Veronica comments within the about that count. See, Benya Diemihi, a back open. It's about allowing the regulations to work. So we have fine regulations. All the things you've talked about, Yakofa, Ebia, Premier League regulations, manual, Enyema win dia ubetimi. There are few additions I made me for say going forward. No. Yes, you say quickly we need to add to it. But I couldn't say I'm not very touchy on it. But I couldn't say there must be a compulsory security cameras at all league venues. And it's something that we must not compromise about. You see, can it maybe a criminal? Means them be a na make us the Japan here example. In Japan is gradually becoming a crime-free country. I'll tell you a story. There was a Cameroonian beer in recent times. Japanese nibi, and odini dampo ni body, and odini kotu baby cry free. I didn't see what Osaka, and Ujani and Oba Tokyo, and Oba Betra flight ticket at the free croon. He was arrested. Look, it has become almost totally impossible to commit a crime in Japan and run away. Any possible. Inti camera nonsense what watch here. So be compare crimes as see where society mu ya say the canine here am robbers we bet near the motor aju bisi kani akoha and then see ya na camera to capture. You want to say ni see time say any pan free. You see how camera improve surveillance. So we cream. Why can't we have seen in our regulations to make sure that the league centers here in Ghana Ansani Ebejiatum as part of the club licensing regulation, Ansani Ebe accepting any match venue, there must be security cameras. Any ebako. Yatosumi, Adiabako di nyapa enforcement. Like I said, Yemrani be brain to me dealing with all the issues. But when him the enforcement and implementation has become problem. Ofre yenu more club license. We are nya butre. Nanka also the yenu Dr. Kwamba anu akoka ho. Ana say be my good. The club licensing members will go around. They are approval centers be. They are centers be pending. They are centers be rejected. They are for phone. They are FA president. FA president so one me center one approval me team no be relegation. Yeah, drop standards. And I'm speaking as somebody who has been part of the system and I know how the system operates. Even this year, yesterday, there were some league centers that were not approved. And in Tina Minia Shadubeka said, Dreams have been banned from playing at Dewu and they are now playing in Tuba. But what is the difference between Tuba and Dewu? Maybe you know meeting standards. Both the meeting, but they are playing there. And you're all about enforcing our own rules and regulations. Now, Congress, and no problem. If we are to go by the rules and regulations, now some of these things, the whole system for our regulations now. They're faming contra and then racket to Kriku. Yeah, 20 stewards. I remember very well, say, inviting people to train them as stewards and all that.
Yeah, during COVID, it became very, very topical. Our high, stewards or at all centers.
Like Veronica Comey suggested. Only cause trouble lake centers. Now, Anya be a micro Sami Refi. Is that Erica Rajidede in your studio?
Yes, or
you're born as some more dreams, Onka. You're born as soon. Born as soon, Nipan or born as nothing happened. You're for Eric Jamanica. Things happen, and like Vero said, near Petri, near Copacho. Obia, we football, Bia, Okrum, Pia, Maka, Dada. Say, you center Bia, new or more. Those days, Mikai say, between Brekum and Kekus. No more hard winning in I am in for because it's Russia Mikwa more treaty meeting medical farm and for ahead. Before Madame for ahead, and he made Kekus from an animal, the Binu Ameni and Nani. I know of them. They are for. Tell them, hey,
Ang George I boa ai boa me boa me ho na me kwa na me de me ho son na ma besi akọ uko brekuma also friend ma boys na ne omo kasa so you are safe ndi obi anim center bia obi anim ba bia obi ha adwen omo ha adwen so it's incumbent on us see a person improve your game no we need to depart from the past now Brenya Mami can was saying you see. This is why sometimes Mikasa, I'm not speaking as somebody who always want to criticize the FA. But trust me, there were some fine ideas, no Ora Ketokreku, his own manifesto, not a preachy. Ebini autonomously. Even though Biti said me, this we can practice autonomous league. I believe that we can have a semi-autonomous league. And then Matisse House of Folk and
Asante
Kotoko is calling for the autonomous league. They spent years headed by your Royal Highness Toby Afede, the office or dedicating the office for club representatives to put all the fine ideas together so we can have autonomous league. 5 years down the line, what then happen? See, some of these things are mistrust. I'm telling you, league na ye bono, bring up no cry back up. A mistrust, and it is same way in there because dreams for brekum, or brekum, no, brekum for say bia, ya smart dreams reference or umbra messi, and you know. But when you have an autonomous league or a semi-autonomous league, where what employ professionals independently running the league out of the FA. Because trust me, and they go and check the decisions of the disciplinary committee. In the coming days, I'm going to bring some of these things up for you to see. You see, even in our statutes, a repetition of an offense, say, and then my baby, you're finding me 5,000. So me say repeat our offense now. I will say, yeah, for the next 6 months, be a close to me center. No? They won't apply it. They look at faces. Say a bring your team one. When the young say, yeah. Other than that, in certain venues, need certain centers be one. You may be a sino and can see the by now say close to center down. But even the disciplinary committee, they display justice based on whom you know. We need to change all this. See, and we'll come here, we'll discuss, we'll say all the fine ideas put together and all that. So I'm saying that if you look at our regulations, it has all the things we are talking about. What is left is implementation and enforcement. We need to strictly implement them and enforce them. Sure? When you are coming to play any of the international matches, Black Stars versus Congo, Black Stars versus Angola, FIFA or CAF will send a security officer. A security coordinator is always attached. The obetro be a mutu nsuabos obetisi yesi Ghana de Kase. Ghana. It's based on the report of the it is only in Ghana. In our obetisi a Kotoko supporters union chairman or a match commissioner. Nana Kwame Obetina studio or on your match commissioner.
Or a match commissioner.
Nana Kwame, on your Greater Accra Circles chairman today.
Or a chairman, Greater Accra.
If an idea with the
or sign your call
where in the world can you have this? Tell me, Bringer, where in the world can you have a supporters chairman being a match commissioner? And you already get to Krekungwana Webesi. Okoka, yes, won't pay finance. A match commissioner is supposed to be an independent. Carry the report will carry weight. Mobia, na se sebi nana kwame. Koye match commissioner because league we cry match. So that it be affected way suspicion. So you jai suspicion, they apply our own rules and regulations. They are enforcing that.
Just one man corner, member studios, Nambeji, Eric, and
medical catchers and them you're very busy part me time near very limited inti ebia me koye de me and say me nya message join you that they also me can be anaka
Mate. So the area ho clearly unu be edin kuma football administrator in such a chamo so say mo no nipa decency no stadium nyina mo ni mo bi ko amuna mo show mo chima mo ye ono be yesi say wo stadium na obi ba be chia okra na also hwe ni ye because bia na o identify ama obi say yambo I na mo yes mo ye masa betwa mo asu
I'm say Enrique the when Penny George Kayano do na I mean ne kwa mo no it's na make us say you maybe say it gives an opportunity for us to reflect. Reflect. First, we need to take responsibility. Say, yama abanasa. It's been years and years of bad behavior, and are culminating to this unfortunate sin. Now, say abanasa, I think it's just a reminder. I mean, my opportunity for us to really look at the way we do our things. Na yen assess yen say ade a woman first and foremost we are struggling based on this bad behavior now
the business when you're
profitable now any profitable so na asako ye faith idea and what are we doing? We are not in business. And yes, I will say yeah clubs no and me guy fi ask them club because it is with the clubs that form even the FA. It is a clubs no you resolve say these years of bad behavior, they better so now attending a new lever. It will be in our own interest because now we are not surviving. It's important for a collective survivor.
Yeah.
But also this thing about this autonomous league, if we want to implement it tomorrow, we can do it. It's based on with the clubs. Last time you call meeting, first subscription. Only one club has paid subscription.
Because two.
Only one. That's as far as I know. Only one.
I remember now time, no 200,000. It was two.
Kotoko had Suffolk, and I think Bekum Chelsea.
Yeah.
What I know is one. Last time I called meeting checking records, only one has paid. Your B account, I say account to all the clubs to go and lodge your even that 100,000 in contemporary times depreciation head cuts it's not even incur the weight of what's that? So it is as the clubs. And it say George Ebisa say why have we not implemented? It's not because of one person, it's because of we the clubs. You're ready. Even if you think, look, let us look at ourselves. We put it in a cavalier way. Going autonomous it's just not by a stroke of pen. You're autonomous. I bet you have a free soul. I bet you have all these things. We are not just ready. So, in my opinion, let us put in strict regulations. My timelines for us to graduate. And yes, you're autonomous. You're autonomous. It will create even a worse problem than we have now.
It is just like the 1992-1993 situation. FN wanted to win themselves away from government. Government was the one paying for African trips and
exactly.
But
you see, the truth of the matter is that now there's a crave for English Premier League. The quality level we don't know. Once upon a time, they were having the same issues of hooliganism, issues of low attendance,
even bad pitches.
Infrastructure, bad pitches. They had this. What changed? Because government said no. Football is the passion of the nation. So government made a strict decision and backed by serious funding. We are going to change the landscape of football in this country. That was better the Premier League. They changed infrastructure, invested in infrastructure, even invested in the clubs to build their capacities, bring on professionals, even brought in multinationals. And now look at them. And I was say Yejitum, of course, first and foremost, Yejitum say we've traveled a certain path. And so that. And if we don't change, as clubs know, it starts with us. If we don't change our mode of operations, anyhow we do our things, football, no, you better breast. All we can do is people come and scratch the surface. But say per se, you to say per se things in the right way, which is the same feeling we got in the last meeting. Say clubs no more resolve. Say you resolve it collectively. Say Charlie, BBA could do it there. Say we need to change. We need to change. Say me venue enya changing and say was me ball. Some person ball there they have to invest in the venue and improve the facility. Yeah. And improve. So me percent me board the work. I have to put in the money and invest and improve the facility. If I'm not ready to put in that level of investment, then I should be prepared to move to a venue. It's our loss. But that's where we are supposed to go. And today, I board share. These are the things I discuss with them. Look, football, baby, I don't know. We have to invest, and I'm happy. You call me, you know. So me former executive chairman. He's the president of the FA. He's we need to put it. I am the pa. You call board meeting. You call board meeting. These are the things FA say. Yeah. This is the level of investment we need to put in. We need to put in CCTV near there here, but it comes with some level of investment. And the clubs know the mood me gauging from the clubs. They are ready to put in our investment. Fair deal.
And yet because Asema Bentra, my 1 month, my 2 months, we'll slumber back into our old ways.
I hope we don't get, because and yet peculiar to only clubs, society now. But I hope say we don't fall into that level. Say Asema Bentin, fresh in the mind, we are taking immediate steps. Because we will not improve. We will not make the next step. For us to make the next step, we need sustained level of good behavior. Bad behavior, no. And now my abdul pepen so I do. Now change. The next disaster coming, a bit bigger than what we are seeing. Yeah. I will say.
About next disaster, no. Eric, the yenim eka hooliganism. I am about shadow home or MBB, and the Miss Obama home may be. Usually, a yabo, a behekelo, ye piano, no be boasum, sanyamano. But never have we heard say, if it hasn't got to cry, or we have fierce rivals crown. You won't say almost about this community into call bomb, especially after 2001. Or into call bomb will be the kind I will be. How have we gotten to where you do your name? Will be a football match.
Well, Brenya Samna na Vero kan ye no. Club administrator bia or say on the venue will name the trouble causes biano on cano kre.
We can for you Tamani will be a friend baby ya.
Baby ya, the famous baby ya.
So I don't know. Well, but that come down consider more brubia.
Brenya club administrators no ye problem you know. We are not sincere, we are not truthful. Inti enona e de ya ba bedri no ma ko shechiri coach ni nye. So if you can go and send tax up to go after your own coach, what can't you do to Shadua or your opponent? Yeah. This is the problem. Say you per se solve a problem now. Say you cannot create a Jose. Say Shadow ye minuya na meneneti ha, and barring the good relationship we enjoy. Now no me catch you be says na Shadow e wo de wua. And could be anti me attacking me. But I saw certain officials, they turned back and saw I was being attacked, and they sat down. They were looking, which means unim hu bibi. Yeah. But Shashado or what? No, what Japan. Or TSM no, he nearly cried on the phone. Oh, frame us, oh, Charlie. No, this should not happen. But this is young club administrators who we are. Na me chiano abonten, na me chiano, na me freno. Me, when you attack me, I will meet you, you greet me, I won't respond. Because, onye nipa. What you say, in the name of 3 points, and one solution, me person me propose one. Your leagues in one, your restructure league, you know. When you one, because we have only promotional leagues in Tino, people are interested in gaining promotion. Into your free division 2 or person bad division 1 or 1 or person about premier. Even when you run clubs or it is not profitable.
It's not easy.
Then you know person oko. Me and Sana be free in Swatre. Me hear your books are averagely we were doing between 140 and 160,000 Ghana cedis a month in terms of salaries. Match the operations and count.
Hey.
Yes.
Insuatre.
Yes.
Salaries.
Yes.
No.
We have players who are on 5,000. We have some who are on 4,000. So multiply.
Wow.
And sana technical staff, ebeba, and sana management.
Ufa.
Me fa match. No, me fa match say you 2 kwan akọ. Ebia kwando. Ebia in a month no ya 2 kwan twice. Yakọ kwando yakọ takwa enka ho. Wow. Yes. So wona wo ba no. Se wonni sponsorship
and any other source of funding.
Any other source of funding. How will you cope with this kind of expenditure? If you do even half of this every month.
10 months in the football calendar. You are talking about 141 and 20,000 a month. You are looking at 12
over 1 point.
Over one. No, if you're looking at over.
Me fan say
1.2 million.
140,000 on the average a month. Now multiply 1.4 million Ghana cedis
in the football season.
Obetime the match day expenditure be kan ho a. Obetime a hit 2 million.
And clearly from where I said, I can only tell you that you're not generating the same revenue.
No, you are not generating a quarter of it. At Nswatre, gate fees here 10
cedis. I ask myself, what
20.
kind of business are we in?
Exactly, we are not making any profit. Club beer ni Ghana Premier League no betime akache me say the books here. No club, not Hasselhoff,
nobody,
not Asante. No, nobody. Who could break even when?
No, because Nswatre is spending 140,000 now.
You can imagine Hasselhoff. You can imagine Kotoko. You can imagine maybe Midiama. Because they have players, they are paying more. Inti, say if you cannot run a business, na happy FM. Bosumi bewu, na wo brenya, any workers amwa ha nyina no. Say ejumawura eko ne company or tema. No confess ka wo ho no de betua mo ka. What kind of business is he running here with Happy FM? Nti no club is breaking even. Eye kankwa no be able. So from where I sit, say ugusobo promotion leagues are obiara pese onya promotion no ba. Even though otewo nyina wo hu say infaso onimu but oba bebo. And I was in Akosombo to watch a Division 1 league game. And clearly you see the struggles clubs are going through.
Even in Division 1.
Even in Division 1. Not to talk of the Premier League. Inti oye football na sa say yenya leagues bia enye for promotion and relegation purposes.
The American structure.
Exactly, like the MLS, you relegate when Udru baby na say who say franchise
salary cap
when you drew I will bet me ababeka. So that there are people who want to do football genuinely, not because they want to play at the Premier League level. Or person football. On found a Division 3 krana or pesobo. Brenya check the record of our football transfers in the last few years. The lower divisions are transferring more players than those in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So, the only for business purposes, no be or Division 3 or ton player ko Europe. Division 2 or ton ko Europe. Memini shadotia. Na say ntimi nton enkwa. Then what is the purpose for fighting to play in the Premier League? Into obi person obo in those leagues. Obo waye ni team. Yen relegate nu. Ono a onko promotion. Let's create those leagues so that they will be there. As time goes on, no, ubetime de bi aba be kan o na ye fi say wa na ye enjoy omo person omo promotion leagues.
Eric, you see that's where they all kind of fine idea. Even share Division 1, you start to say the FA attempt say
48 in
look at the blow black and look at the emotional machinations also. People went to town to say the FA is trying to disenfranchise clubs. You can say voting rights. Yeah, we did this to ourselves.
Meanwhile, leadership comes in.
That's why I'm saying that. Let us look into us as clubs. It's us. Oh,
I agree.
It is us. It is not. Say, we know ourselves. Yenim clubs are. If we are going to hold things strictly, they will fall by the wayside.
No, but Shadow, we need to do it now.
But that's what I'm saying. When you attempt to do it,
but we
their own clubs, almost a nice section, then they turn around and poison the whole atmosphere. This is the reality on the ground. say now we want to do the right thing. Then when the whip is being cracked, nobody should cry foul. But we are in this country. Abenya won't be. They come here all the time. They come here all the time. So it's about time.
But George really say there's also an issue of mistrust.
Yes.
For instance, my court venue be to me. The raise issue no be in fee.
Exactly.
And the mission my family have been saying also bar.
So that's it's because at the end of the day, no, first and foremost, why will Eric come to my venue and I'll vilify and I may attack him? First and foremost. Now, about the sample, authorities must take charge and make sure say the issues are addressed. But impunity no koswa. Onozo me ban on my bia. Me na mini ho, but because nipa na oya no amba nti obe transfer nipa things onto me. So it is and because it comes back to us, the clubs, practitioners, industry players, stakeholders. Yen ne was a sense of collectively. We all know that say policy against they are virtually non-existent. How we police now last weekend me say be quiet.
Yeah.
Me say pictures by say police force after scanners no more here. It became news topical. But it shouldn't be news.
It should be regular.
It should be the norm.
It
should be the norm. Because if we are going to take the positive side of this unfortunate incidents, no, taking implement it, we know ourselves. We are very, very up to the task. Trust me. We should brains are only there football clubs to find brains. If they come to the table, it's not your committees are it's as if we are being one week. No. When you go to the meeting where it matters most, the kind of ideas, brilliant ideas for us to even implement, you ban implementation, then we start having problems. So it is us. It is us. Clean clubs, no. Because we have we have them men.
That was a good one.
Very, very exposed. You call other jurisdictions, even in Togo, they are with sanity. They are developing their game. We are not in a business, in a good business. Business, no, and won't say we have to change our ways. That's the bottom line. This era of bad behavior, no. We have to put it behind. But yeah, you see, say that about football, no, even to be associated with football,
people tag you with all manner of
football is serious business, and I know the potential of football. Say, you bear football na this will be it's a gold mine. It's a gold mine, so but we are playing with it. But I hope, say, with this unfortunate incidents, no, I reflecting. I just say no. We've been doing the bad things over a period of time. It's about time we put a stop to it.
Okay. Adebakwa incident we should have is our match day protocols. And for someone who have had the privilege of attending some international games, now call across procedure, and I say some of our venues are you wonder that if you're also playing the same game. And watching the video of polling brought a lot of these issues to bear. For instance, ambulance and so need a ambulance driver. Emergency response. Na me bisa Eric, what's a safe zone? Safe zone for clubs now air dressing room. Now depending on what stands safe zone no and the war. Police are here now say but if also mujina and also more. So for instance, the last international game of Castle Stadium, I had to go and see the commander. Say, bossman, I have a press center. Nipa no onkra accreditation up to 4 o'clock no police ni be any ho gina ho and the press center no why ma and na fan na obehwebo no one yen media men
argument
say ade na communicator aka asem bia ni kwaso kana ball no hwe bia na
you shouldn't even
be a fan of one of the players. Then I had to go down and ensure the police supposed to come there and sack some of them, but by over here nipa na gu ho no was it chairman how would this incident change our match day protocols, security coordination, stadium regulation, for instance, who need access to her, emergency response. So I'm a meeting. Then I'm come from match day protocols and how to improve football experience of venues.
Uncle George, all these things they are very, very well documented in their regulations. We share regulations. All the things that we mentioned, we share regulations in the home. So it has been a case of non-compliance and poor enforcement. Oh, that has been the case. And it's say now I call it the pole protocol. The PP, the pole protocol.
A regular legal jurisprudence can
enhanced protocols. We say that's the most important thing. And then also stakeholders, especially for the police, no more bag games. And then the kind of engagement that we've had with the IGP in the Ubekaya. 4 or 5 years back, we started talking about this sports policing unit.
Yeah.
It was never taken serious.
Yeah.
Look at where we are today.
IGP.
Look at where we are today. Until the passer almost answer Omanya Frobi this with some energy. I mean, if what I saw in Bekwa is anything to go by. Go strictly.
IGP no I can't smoke in now. Do you know why? Maybe one of these days I'll invite your listeners and some of our to watch police ladies matches.
Police ladies.
Very violent conduct.
And the level of indiscipline from the police.
Police ladies.
I'm telling you.
Police.
Even army. The level of indiscipline from the service teams, Shadow.
It's unbelievable.
It is unbelievable.
Wow.
But there is a case currently in court.
They say even this weekend.
Dolphins. One of the barracks for the teams back who are Western region.
Yeah.
The Mazwa official went and assaulted the referee Manifinti. I think this UOP lead.
2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
I think prisons ladies. Officer Bako ball referee Manikola.
Wow.
Yes. Services for Nankasa game. Services Nankasa game. When you say football, so be more now.
You see, and it's because of no enforcement. Virtually no enforcement. I say about footballer. I say football there. Seriously. But in other jurisdictions, the whole kind of vigilance they hear more.
Yeah.
So I say honestly, they call IGP, you catch them. Honestly, police for number now. They will time about they will come about because catch them say stop because fair police or try to say they are me American. You understand? And America say it's a combination of bad behavior over the years, and yet only for industry players, no stakeholders, police, or more even vendors there. Oh, we have to change our ways. Now, me did pass if we are able to change these habits, bad habits, no, Charlie will be okay.
A lot of things
will be okay. You may be a compromise here. I find is in Sano. Yeah, the seriousness attaching year. We'll turn this thing around.
Yeah.
Football there, I'm not for football, no. But you may be kitty say and draw people out of our game. And if we are determined, say you better changing now back to the game there, and we should be prepared. Be there as club as we should be prepared. The first point of call, we should be prepared to change our ways. If I look at the tone of it in the and it's August war, let's hope say you best sustain that same level of energy. No.
Eric, I see. I had people like football. Share Premier League, whether a foreign or local or be cry. But and maybe we also didn't have matters. Videos on a walk room. We'll be able to be say unya Castle Stadium.
Yeah.
I had my mom call me, a lot of people call. Now we never so. How then do we win the trust and the love of the football supporting fan? Don't forget, say number sine from everything be a number sine from. Now we asanko kusie. What crisis management measures now said to in place to reassure people say we take responsibility when we are here to keep the environment safe for our people to come in there and watch it.
First of all, I did a bit me boy pa say Ghana Police Service. A bit me apprehend it. Nkofo a omudi sanya mransam na omukun yenu apole no. Se omonsa ka omona omode omukogina asende bia. Na ekoba ne se menye sure say case we. Ya be mom na travel to say 4, 5, 6 years yenya finality. Yes, even though medal but when it is proven say yenya deeper sumasi na de ni kogina ho. Na yetimi bua asem no Emma ne kuwie se wagye atum se ampa odi for. Ono no ye sa ade we. Na ya sentence na. I think say number 1, it will serve as a warning to obi bia na Oba Stadium a. Sa nyamra nsem ne sa nuama ne bi e wona adwumi so de obeya.
I shadow your former wife, Aisha Zakaria Ali. Or say the referee was Teresa Bermansu.
Okay.
And the game was prison ladies.
Okay. So a very renowned referee, Bermansu. Yeah. And so more service for us, more years and we are. Tibrenya coming back on her own video now.
Yes,
this is a team's area. Can you imagine? This is in such a mind safe zone. And your protocols, no. Here for the D team, here for the D protocol team, so they are telling us they don't know that the safe zone is not a place for their bodyguards to be there. Because safe zone you be a gate now. Bas in room na the only people who can be there because it was a live game. Into TV cameras. And in the power baby be a gate. Even the home team, they are not supposed to be having people there.
There's also because there's also no uniform security people there to make sure and insist that the right things are done.
I'm saying that even here in clubs. First of all, they got there. They wanted to enter with their bus. They get team bus.
They'll be the first.
Omo bus na security for no omo di eche nu. Omo say I was listening to their narration. Omo yes omo de be room. Now omo team new dressing room we are no more PA. Who taught them that?
But they were not allowed.
Is that how it's done?
Yeah.
But they went into the safe zone. Eko so omo nsa as if they created the impression as if the team was going to be attacked in the safe zone. The safe zone no eye baby a home team no kra no. Ense se wo obi a wo ho. Nipa baako oba na wa bebie gate no. Omo wo team bus no mu nko a na ese bus no wura mu a na ya to safe zone no. Not place ni see na no more address no. But look at the number of people in the safe zone. The young clubs no say and desist from Sanuama we are.
Is it high time say accredited players no so?
I think so. I think that it shouldn't cost us much.
Players no, Savenues no meaning say they accredited them.
But it should be
pretty much na your mamu tax.
But should be a law say it should be our safe zone should be accredited.
Yes, it should be law. Say calf matches.
30 people are.
Yes.
30.
Calf matches.
We do it.
Any FIFA games.
Remember team o play be jara kezi show hotel ma to go for bada.
Yes, I happen that.
Yeah, when you play obi anim me say you not enter.
ABC wo Algeria won ko.
As you go hotel go for Canada ba
no crown in the ye oja dressing room. Na Constantine dressing room no from baby a dressing room no to pitch wrong. Your ball match really half time no bria. Ye free pitch no so. Abe dressing room say international. Na 8 minutes of the 15 minutes was. I'm telling you. Onante ube you wanna for free now but say you have 3 minutes. So start getting ready. I feel that now you preko extra tactics. So we had to get somebody, team manager, to go back and bring the tag. And Sana baby a caught national because he was not on the team sheet for that day. And Sana man a room a bet nase. Ti say a tax no. Ne who traveling contingent modeba. Until beyond the players, who are the management people leading the teams? Yeah. Who are the technical team members? Until who the 20 players neighbor. Technical 8, 28. Management members 5. Who they can one? It be a 33. Yeah. Now you accredit you. To who needs accreditation? You have no business coming close.
No, you even go there in the first.
You have no business.
Oh, shit, I'm for security is not one dress or marginal professional outlook. You weren't even there.
Oh my own band men how say and these are things I think Sabrina start to say look, me I've said time and over say if it will take us to play 12 teams in the league and do things right, let us get it. A bedroom baby no say you did regulations in the two. If you don't have up to 2 million Ghana cedis averagely to be able to run your season, don't waste your time and come into the league, because you know what it's doing to us. And then your players no sorry no call Iraq now I call you $1,000 $2,000. Why? Because you ain't mean to 2,000. I don't mean to 1,000. Debbie. And so I tell you, mean to $1,000. It is on Iraq be no call fine player with the potential say and commit many team papa be abono. Ubehu ano okoji 2000 na wapie mu Rwanda. See, the last Richmond Lamptey, Seydou Dauda. Ajenim. Fine players. Omunyina kwa pie mu Rwanda. You know why? Because okohono obenya kakra. But say the regulation no to only about 12 teams in the league. Now obia bet me atua the players at least be 5,000. Clubs ni nyina nim say we eda ho obetime atua. Wanya obekọ your friend is administration. Nti ye betime atua 5,000. Brenya the players will stay in the league. They will play. They will mature. Clubs no ebenya ho mfaso. And when they are moving, they will move to better leagues.
High fees.
Yes, they will move to better leagues because player 16-year-old boys are playing in our league.
Yes.
Until at 16, Obenya 17 no pe oko. 17 turning to 18 oko. Until oko no when you exposure papa biya and the raw talent na eno de koye. Beso otena ha na at age 17 when you are 5,000 BJ 18 obetena ha obeji another 5,000 sa by 19 wabo 2 years eni edin aba ahoden wo ho okwa fee na eba no ebe bigger fee to the club ono ankasa so ne development krampo no enya fee na okosha ase bebre yede na akoto lower tier na wabo obehu na wantimi amba up but from that time going obehu say owuram no enche na wa break it through ti nneoma ni bebre wo ho say yansesa de a ebe den yen toaso nka say amafo kra ka say yembo 20 man league teams ni bi want to be into players ube tie lamentation ni bi e koso na ontimi ntua but obo Premier League unfortunately sponsorship ni ho nti TV rights kakra no so aba no eni ho but the South African League is virtually played in empty stadiums so except the Soweto Derby. Except the Soweto Derby, the South African League is played in empty stadiums. That notwithstanding, Sikawum, Intinu, and for Moho, or Aman for Bow, or Man Bow, ye ball league, you players cat, ye Yasika, Sessina. So, yeah, no fans in the back of car, but Saman for starting who say, ye who foster Peto Gobi, or Bonswa Tremai, Wabo 1 year, Wabo 2 years. Third year that's so and he is exciting for the last 2 seasons. Obi beka so okohwe no. Aziz Adjano ko Barcelona. Oko Pesca. So
Basaba onko.
Basaba obeko. So what he has here because he played in the CAF competitions at that age and he was scoring. He was doing so well. Inti player no aton no ho. But na
Odro from Akala so Barcelona. I can bet my last penny say Nipa who so Barcelona no half of them didn't see him play in the Ghana Premier League.
Yes,
very true.
Because amanfo ani kura ni ho.
Very true.
Amanfo ani ni ho, but sana we Accra Lions matches. Omo matches are. Vision have a similar left back.
Yeah, Labran.
Super player. I first saw him in the Division 1 League Super Cup. You hosted one.
Yes.
I saw him in the first game and I'm like, this is a potential Baba Rahman in the making. We have a national product. Look at his age. So about 1 year, about 2 years. Now you're rational. Ebia vision bit me an arrangement with any of the big teams. They said their dreams on it. Kotoko on Baba Rahman. He used the Kotoko platform. I think All Blacks used the Kotoko platform with the Vosa deal.
Yeah.
And it was huge. At Dreams FC Senka. Germany team need the same. No, Gutterford. Minyesho said Gutterford on bet that amount of money.
Yeah.
But because of the Kotoko brand, Kotoko got what they were supposed to get. The boy himself, Dreams FC, Obia benefite. The Brenya football economy no, huge. Send a mini shadow kind of kesiye oceana, nyina ye wuramwa e benya nam de abafi. Ehun hia se me rocket shadow boat.
Yeah.
Na me ma wuramwa akwa fish. Ehun hia se metete shadow net. Na me nkwa because nam na wom no me nkwa metina mu 1 year akura me ntimi yi ni nyina.
True.
Nti ese me kokoyi de metimi yi na shadow koyi. No bia collectively no okokoyi. Let's say to 2 year nuama yi a. How is it that Brazil for no etimi ton players at that rate. Ne yen ntimi nye because Brazil for no mo nhyɛ da nimbo no mo
our highest fee is around 4 million
from Ghana. That be Joseph Pencil, yeah, and Rufo. And Rufo.
So those that to me. Official ones are in the
I know Joseph Pencil crowd. O free Temayut or Cologne or Baros. Ewo Hungary. From a honor no the move koye. So directly from Ghana, no, I think so Cloté still holds the record of 1.5 million to Esperance.
Yeah, Esperance.
So definitely inadequate.
My member how they share. Nyama SCCA. I'm for Boko Kuni has about say Omakabumu, the issue of joint statement, almost some of the proposals, the FA, under Huomo at the vigil, Omu supporters, Nakabumo, we are the speculation say Oma release a 4-point statement to the FA, making some demands. For a club like Dreams FC, are you excited and are you also worried? Because some of the demands may affect what you may get at the end of the day.
Oh, me so worried. The last statement that I say, the ocean. If say won't even care about TV
some of these things.
Honestly, clubs not collectively you won't even care about these things because me niche market now me target but me producing very good players on which league no more mature that resume value in the so. But my only worry, no, me who point out about autonomous league immediately. Look, let's caution ourselves. Autonomous league, me will be say autonomous. But you say the structures are you needed for autonomous league, no, and you're ready. Foundation, and you're strong now. Who be na foundation, you're strong now. Utumeka now the koya. You are just sitting on a time bomb. Until I will just think cautiously say, yes. Let's have a target, say, per se, autonomous league. We all know the advantages are, but whether autonomous or semi-autonomy, I don't just want an independent entity to run our league. That's the vision. Now, Academia, through our destination, we have to work towards it. It's not say, like I say, autonomous league. The things that you need to play an autonomous league, the rule book nearby, none of the clubs have been able to fulfill all of the criteria. And we should be careful. That's the target. Even club license is an essential part of autonomous league.
Yeah, because there's a financial
how many clubs have been able to do that? Organization-wise, structure-wise. We know clubs that, in terms of structure and crowd, they fall for all their club licensing regulations. But so let us be careful.
Because Cameroon is releasing venues near training grounds now.
The only thing is only the venue.
School parks, Premier League team or training school park.
Yes,
school park.
Training facility.
Yes, you are only thinking of infrastructure. Look at the financial compliance
obligations.
Look at the management structure. How many? None of the clubs have been able to fulfill all of them. Of course, let's have a target. Say maybe in the next 3, 4, 5 years, we want to get to this destination and start working assiduously towards it. Your committees are. Which of the clubs have been keeping track of the criteria for filling? By now, we'll be close to implementing it. So let us be careful. I know we will go to meetings. How many clubs are ready to pay? Now, we know. So let us not rush into the first say autonomous. Now you are jumping on the bandwagon. But of course, Nyama about enhanced security protocol. These are things that form the basis of discussions. Now, and the FA will be publishing enhanced. Most of them are in the regulations. All we have done is just tighten the regulations to make sure say but the most important is clubs, the reforms. We need to reform. Then who say baby, football now could do it's not helping us. That's the most important for me. That's the biggest reform. Not the biggest reform is clubs, industry players. For us to change our attitudes, bad behavior, a cake mentality of baby, 3 point. How we get a 3 point, we don't mind. We just do everything to get 3 points. No, we have to depart from that. Departing from that now, I just say football. I'm sure we'll always be. So it's very in line with most of the things on my paper. Most of the things on my enumerated, except for the immediate implementation of autonomous, which I very much doubt, because every you has and Kotoko alone cannot play the league. They need the other clubs. They need to play against other clubs to play a league. So let us be careful about the things we are looking for. Immediate terms. Yeah, bet me immediate enhance security protocols, making sure the police will be professional in their outlook. Start crisscrossing, not using most of the police from their vicinity, bring other people, new faces, because familiarity breeds contempt. Bring people a professional outlook. I just say bad things. Even the hooligans in the stadium, based on they'll if they have conscience, they'll think twice about doing things properly. Yes, I think we'll be okay.
But remember now, Menju, talk 1 minute.
I think some who key demands for immediate action. Autonomous League, I think Shadow Akanwa I've been part of the Autonomous League right from its inception. And
committee night.
Because then I was with Karela. And yet easy, sir. Look, because for instance, if they decided say has no protocol for say Autonomous League immediately they decided to crash the second round what it means is that a cana if enough for mutual referees can they will move away from it. So put a committee in place. Brenya is the head of the Autonomous League. Put your management team in place. Go out there and source for money. You need to pay your referees. You need to make sure every club meets the club licensing requirements. A whole lot. So, yes, gradually, we need to start from this season. Say, new money be next season, started. Autonomous League emu. Clubs obian started say we prepare books say you correct say we venue meet certain standards CCTV assembly need the account. Then we start working towards it within a particular time frame na yetimi amade no abanti that time ni nyina you can put the committee in place be 2 years time almost starting source for sponsorship if you say next season no money then they can tell us let's kickstart. But once or more tax exemptions.
Do you want me now? Me call man. So it for so emblem bio 05515639160555657278. So do you have free?
Hello, you're from Kwiku who listen, aka Emotional Intelligence from Latin.
Who is saying to you?